And then I just hear the ref, 1, 2, 3, you know. I'm like dazed, like, whoa, bro, like, do I even believe? Am I even saved? Whew, man, like, does Christ even love me? Why am I not free, God? What's good, y'all? I don't know how to start off this video, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I feel like this is a very redundant thing, but I'm past shame, I'm past guilt. That ain't happening in this video. In this video, I want to just kind of like give y'all some insight in the world I've been in. Hopefully y'all care enough to watch, you know, and maybe you can learn something, maybe you can relate to something, and maybe you can sympathize with something. I don't know. Hey, just check it out. This past couple of months, you know, I wanted to make a commitment to kind of hit YouTube hard, just come at it. Then something just steered my focus into something else. Really, a lot of the things that be going on in my mind, a lot of things that be going on in my mind are sin related and God related. Those are like two, straight runner ups for most important things in my mind. It's either sin is happening, I'm off 1,000% for God, and then when I sin, it affects my whole motivation. And I get back into it, and then jump into action and be high spirited, full of joy, and then I fall. I say all that to kind of bring it to where we are. I just want to talk to y'all. I don't want to do all this antic, all this crazy editing, all this. You know what I'm saying? For the past couple months, I've been away. And being away, what have I learned? I've learned that I don't know why. I don't know what. But I'm going to just do what God has put in front of me. If in turn I mess up, if in turn it backfires, I just can't live in that state of I don't know where this turn will take me. I can't. In the beginning of the 2 months when I was uploading, I was like, oh, I'm going to be on it. But then I was like, bro, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want glorification or glory for being a Christian. I don't want it. I don't want to be a Christian and people look at me. I'm like, oh, that's the way you do it. I'm here to tell y'all, I am no better than none of y'all. Brothers, well, my blessing is that I came to God young. Not younger than some, but younger than most. That's just the only difference in a lot of my aspects of like running into people who are in the faith, usually a lot older, 35, 45, older. But other than that, I ran into younger people who've they talk this talk and walk this walk a lot better. We all have our besettings, and I pray that even those who do still, like myself, share in, sometimes that falling into the besetting. I pray for liberation, and I pray for freedom. I'm not here to shame and walk in that. That's not what we're doing. I love Jesus with all my heart. I strongly understand Paul's message when he tells us to endure. The parable of the sower shows you different perspectives of people who did not endure, and then it shows you the one who does, and what comes from the one or several who do, 100-fold, 30-fold, 10-fold. And that's the hardest thing in my Christian walk. I gotta keep reinstating and put my faith into. It's to be the 100 or the 30 or the 10 or even the 5. If I can just be the 5. But I feel like I've disqualified myself in a lot of ways. I have faith that the Lord will redeem me. And I want y'all to continue to have it. This is like when you're talking to your friend, he's in a gray area, but he continues to still shed light. I will not come on here and be depressed and be sad, be in grief. Nah, that's not what's gonna happen. Even if I'm here, what I'm gonna give y'all the truth. And the truth is that Jesus will set you free. And that's the truth that I guess sometimes we try to run to, which is not a bad thing. But there's besettings that are very close to you. You know, you've damaged yourself in a lot of ways, and Jesus is amazing, but he's a thorough surgeon. There's some things he gonna work out in you. Gonna get that out and that out. You can't just go into the surgery and just chop something out. That's not how it works, right? You gotta make sure they're put to sleep, you know. You gotta make sure that the anesthesia that you use is not too much, you know. You gotta make sure you're cutting the right body part. Make sure you have everything planned and proper, you know, planned and set up first before the cuts. Have a team, you know, like, oh, we don't do this, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, start the incisions and, you know, pulling the layer. You know how surgery go. I ain't gotta explain it. And I look at just like where I was 2 years ago versus where I am now. Well, I still have this one besetting addiction. It's just, oh, it beats me down. There are so many more things I've gotten rid of. So many more ways I've found comfort in Jesus in ways that I didn't have before. One example is certain convictions in my knowledge. I didn't really have this want to read the Bible about 2 years ago. I kept a Bible with me, but did I really truly dig into the meat of it? Nah. I mean, I didn't even drink the milk of it yet. I saw this little bit of the milk, sipped on it. You know what I'm saying? That's Jesus, gospel. I go into the letters. Nah. I had read a bit of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Job, probably more than some people, but I mean, I just got into that. But if you don't get to the promise and the person, you know, that comes from and brings you to, you kind of like, you missing a lot. And I hadn't read the whole New Testament, not even close. When I first saw 1 Corinthians, I didn't even know how to pronounce it. When I saw Colossians, I was like scared of that word. I thought that meant like a octopus with like 16 tentacles or something. I didn't even know there was like 1 John, 2 John. Every time I thought people saying John, I thought it was just referring to John, a gospel. And I didn't even know John was a gospel at that point in time, about 2 years ago. I didn't have the word in my mind. God was like, well, that's something I need to change. Boy, you don't even know my word. How are you trying to listen to your father? You don't know what your father said. You don't even know what's promised to you. I was like, man, I don't. But I didn't have an inclination to like get into it until big things would happen in my life. And I'm like, whoa, wisdom, Bible. Bible got that. Bible got wisdom, Ecclesiastes, Proverbs, Job. Wisdom. I was like, dang, man, I'm getting into it, delving into the meat. And then through the convictions that I've had over the time, and I'm sure some of them are going to change and evolve and mature. Some of them are going to quell and disappear. For about 5 years, I didn't eat certain meats, crustaceans. I didn't eat beef. I didn't eat pork. Didn't eat really any like man-made fishes, which I don't see. I mean, I'm not saying none of these are bad things, but I didn't eat these simple fact because I read Leviticus and I never continued to read any other portion of the Bible. So I just was like, oh, well, never eat those again. And then that went away after I read Acts, and after I read some of the Gospels, and continuing seeing how, you know, they say, you know, what goes inside of a man's mouth can't defile him, but what comes out of him can. We have life and death in our mouth. I remember that, you know, hearing that, you know, life is in the gospel and death is in this, like, disagreeing with it, walking away from it, not believing in it. And we profess that a belief with our mouth, like we profess the belief in the Lord with our mouth. These things I did not know. I didn't even have in my heart yet. And I just seeing God, like, whoa, he just been like leveling me up as a Christian, mature perk, and then porn. It's like I'm beating levels. I'm freaking Mario. I get to Browser Castle, trying to save the princess. Donkey Kong come in, box me. I'm done. Out of nowhere. It's like, bro, where did Donkey Kong come from? The people listening probably wondering, what in the world is he talking about? But no, yeah. I mean, when you talk about knocked down, this sin right here knocks me down like heavy. And then I just hear the ref. 1, 2, 3. You know, I'm like dazed, like, whoa, bro, like, do I even believe? Am I even saved? Whew, man, like, does Christ even love me? Why am I not free, God? Ain't this what you promised? Free from sin, free from man. What is happening? Slave of Christ. So I'm like dazed. I mean, bro, he get to 9. I'm like, Lord, crying. I need you. I need you, Lord. I can't do this without you. I don't care. Don't give up on me. You know. He bring me back to that repentant heart. He bring me back to the love. Always. Because it was never gone. When Donkey Kong knocked me out, Donkey Kong didn't just sit there and watch me. You know, like in boxing, you fall, the opponent look and be like, oh, well, he out. Let's see if he get up. But that's not how Donkey Kong works. And Donkey Kong is sin or the Satan. Let me just say it like that. He came up to me and whispered, don't get up. You know you ain't gonna win that. I'm trying to tell you, just turn away from him. Didn't he say he gonna free you? Do you look free? Because it seems like to me you're doing something you don't want to do. What does that mean? You a sin. You a slave. I looked at Paul, man, and I just was like, nah. He had a besetting. How did he do it? Still figuring that out to this day. There's some things that I've definitely matured in. But when this Donkey Kong come, bro, he knocked me off my entire track. I asked my Christian brothers and sisters who watch my channel, who enjoy my content, to excuse my absence. Don't forget it, but please forgive it. You know? Now if you end up forgetting, hey, but I beg and I ask you, please. I be so good until Donkey Kong come and he just socked me right up. I'm on the flow. I'm thinking about every other direction. And all I see is that one narrow path. And everything else just nothing. YouTube, I'm good. I just want to read my word. Jobs, girls, friends, I'm good. But I just want God, like, my Lord, I'm getting tired of being here. I'm going to be real with you. I'm getting tired of being on this earth. Thank you for it. But if I could go with you today, Lord, please. Do I want to keep failing in the name that you have given me? And the thing you leave and you have resided that's inside of me? Do I want to keep having to live through my failures? No. So why am I gone? I just want to be gone. I just want to be with you in heaven. Thought that so many times. Still think that. So a big part of me hate failing people who especially love me. And then I fight with it. And then I end up back on YouTube. So if y'all see me not posting, I'm sorry. This don't excuse none of my breaks. If I go in the future, I can't say. I have faith that I won't, and I'm going to just start there. I have faith that I won't, and I'm going to just start there. So let's just start. Tell me what type of videos y'all want to see. I don't know. Coming back is kind of weird because I have all these things stored in my brain for ideas and everything like that. When I get back on this horse, I'd be like, how can I change? How can we upgrade? How can we look different? You know? How can we get there to a different place? But I ain't here to babble your head off. This video ain't gonna be hopefully too long. But I do love y'all. I do appreciate all the things that y'all have done. The growth, the success of the channel. It's just hard to hear when you get knocked out. And it's hard to see when you're unconscious. Until the Lord come and say, hey, get up. And he do it. And it take time. And it took time in me. Still taking my time. But he just keep picking me up. Like Daniel, every time he like, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Jesus love y'all. If y'all going through some of the same problems, I can talk about them more. I don't feel comfortable teaching. No. I can't disqualify myself like that. But I do feel comfortable sharing. If you want to share more with me, join the Discord I post. We can talk more about it in there. I thank y'all and I love y'all again. That's been your boy, Shaun Spencer. And this is my walk with the Lord above, the King of Kings, and the Lord of Lords. We all know his name, Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.